Alrighty, I think we're good to taxi. You all set?
Yeah, let's go.
Here we go. Big wave to the right there.
So how quick do these planes actually end up going? Is it up to 450?
Yeah, that's its maximum speed, is 450. Having said that though, it's pretty difficult to get that fast. You really do have to be have a very extreme nose down attitude and lots of power on. The most sort of we do is around about 360 because that's the maximum speed that we can do a lot of our manoeuvres. Obviously the 450 is like a straight line speed. Whereas if you want to actually put a load on the aircraft and do aerobatics,
44 is becoming airborne from the fuel bowser.
Then you actually want to just be a little bit slower.
Traffic, Yankee Alpha uniforming, Yak is crossing pressure on my 7.
Alright, I think we'll be ready to go when we're at the holding point. We'll just do a couple of checks. You can close your canopy up if you like. Engine is nice and warm. Bit of a crosswind today. Yeah, it might be a little bumpy, but we'll see how we go. More bumps, the more fun, right?
That's exactly right.
Gonna do a control check. You see me moving the stick around a bit. There we go. Alright, I think we're ready.
Let's go. First up traffic, Alpha Alpha running up runway 35.
Alright, so we'll get airborne, you use full power and we'll keep it down just a little bit and then at the end of the runway we'll do a max performance climb just straight over the Peterson's winery there. All set?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Mainland traffic, Cessna 150 here for Parachute is approximately 3 miles to the south of the field, passing through 3,000 on descending mainland traffic.
Cessna traffic, helicopter Whiskey Tango, Tango, Black 44, 3 to the west of the field, over the gardens, 1,500 feet. We're on descent and inbound to join a left base for 35, full stop, Cessna.
Nice view up here, isn't it?
That's beautiful.
Cessna traffic, Yankee Alpha uniform, departed 35 in a left turn, and I've got your visual from Molly. Cessna Curry, up to Tango, taxis runway 35.
Yeah, so we'll head over. Can you see the helicopter just off our left, off to the left of the nose there?
Yeah, I got it.
We'll basically follow him around. He's going to cut in towards the airport and we'll just stay out of his way and then we can start heading over towards the hills there. Do you know many of the wineries around here?
Yeah, I've been to quite a number of them.
Probably been to Hope Estate, that's just off the right wingtip there.
Helicopter Whiskey Tango, Tango.
Yeah, see, you saw Bruce Springsteen there not too long ago.
Yeah, I remember that. We've got Hunter Valley Gardens just coming up here off to the left. Actually, we're kind of over that at the moment. Got this ridge line up here, there's a lot of the eco lodges and stuff up through there. There's Hunter Valley Gardens just off our right wingtip. You can see the lake just below us. Right below us down there.
Never seen it from this angle before.
No, have you been to the Christmas lights before?
Not up here, no.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. yeah, if you look off to the left there, over your left shoulder and coming up the beam, you can see Mount Sugarloaf with the 2 antennas on the top, and past that's obviously the Newcastle area, which you'll see just as we get a little bit higher. A little bit of wind up here, a few bumps, but I reckon as we go over this ridge line up through here, it might just get a little smoother. See how we go.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all part of it, I figured.
Yeah, it is. You can't help nature. It's always going to be blowing the wind somewhere.
I was in a helicopter, flew into the Grand Canyon, and yeah, a lot of people freaking out because there was a bit of turbulence and they were bowling up and down. It was great.
That's a great trip, isn't it? The Grand Canyon helicopter trip.
It was probably the best money I've spent in America. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it is great. Alright, as soon as we come around this little part of the hill here, we'll get down and get a little bit lower, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, coming up, and we'll shortly just roll over to the left, pick that little valley down there. There we go, make sure it's clear below us. Here we go, a little lower now, and yeah, we'll just pick a gap through here and just sort of meander our way through.
I think Danny's going to have to watch Top Gun with me tonight.
Yeah, excellent. Get all the quotes out.
We didn't know if we were having a girl or a boy, and I said to her, if it's a boy, I want to call him Maverick.
How is she with that?
It grew on her. It certainly got vetoed straight away, but then after 9 months of harassing her with it, I nearly had it over the line.
Oh well, almost got there. Oh, maybe the next one.
That's what I'm going for. So is this the wake-up call?
Yeah. Yeah, sleepy part of town. Although we do fly quite nobly, we don't go below 500 feet. Try not to fly over anyone's house. But you can only do so much sometimes. Sometimes the house will just pop out and you'll go, oh, didn't see that.
Yeah, I hate it when the houses sneak up on you.
Yeah, that's it. Some of them are quite nice around here. They've got some really cool pools. There's a couple with tennis courts on the other side of the ridge that you'll see. Little caravan there off the left wingtip. Always fly over that guy's little caravan.
He must love you.
Yeah. Never seen anyone in it though.
You seen Breaking Bad? He could be doing some very suspicious stuff in there.
You wonder about all the solar panels in some people's houses. Like, there's too many solar panels there, you know.
mate. This is awesome.
It's good fun low flying, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Particularly when you've got some hills. There's really nice wineries just off our right wingtip and some restaurants. Really nice French place just off the right, which is really good. And yeah, there's heaps of wineries. A lot of people don't come this far south. They always sort of go around the sort of Broke-Colton area. And lots of mobile phone towers to watch out for too, as you can see off the left there. And conveniently they paint them green now.
Why would they do that?
To blend in, but sometimes you don't really see them at all. They're way too close. There's a really nice place just up here at Lieutenant Block Low. Do you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm not sure what that's called, but every time I fly over it, I tell myself I should go there and check it out because it looks great. I don't know if it's a restaurant or if it's a private residence. It might be a private residence, actually.
A lot of solar panels.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think it's a private house. You can tell by the gate, not much of the car park. Wow, yeah, you're right, lots of solar panels. Alright, we've got a helicopter just off our right wingtip there. We're going to start our climb.
Cessnock, helicopter Lima Golf, Robinson 44, 3 to the southwest. We're at 1,500, tracking to the northeast over Fine Midfield, Cessnock.
Do you get much air traffic up here?
Usually just, today's pretty typical, a couple of helicopters, myself and maybe someone else. But on some really nice weekend days you can have, 10 or 15 aircraft in the vicinity of the airport. It gets quite busy. Have you done any flying as far as flight simulator work or flown in a small aeroplane when you had to fly?
No, I've never been in anything like that. Like there's literally been in the helicopter, that was it.
Okay. Well, if you're happy, do you want to have a little fly at the moment, straight level?
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, so just put your right hand gently on the control stick, you'll feel it moving around.
Yeah.
You see where the horizon is, where the sky meets the ground in front of us?
Yeah.
And you can basically see where that cuts through the fuselage of the aeroplane as far as like a reference point.
Yes.
You basically just want to hold that. So obviously up down is done by this, left right is done by the ailerons. I'll take my hand off the stick and you can just hold that attitude there if you like.
Okay, perfect.
Experiment, it's really quite sensitive, but just sort of hold that attitude.
Traffic Cessnock, helicopter Lima Golf, Robinson 44, over Fine Midfield.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Don't worry about the wind, that'll blow us around a little bit, but... And if you hold that attitude, it will hold basically the same speed, provided we don't touch the power and just leave the power set. Now to do a turn, all we do is gently sort of move the stick to the right. We get an angle of bank, so we basically start to put the lift vector in the direction we want to turn. But just smoothly put some pressure onto the right, just a little bit more. There we go. Sort of hold that attitude now, and we'll see that the aircraft will start to turn to the right. That's good.
Oh, we're definitely watching Top Gun.
Yeah. On the books.
The outside India, 10 miles to the north and we're descending to 5,000. And
there's a jet straight ahead.
Crossing for one thing. Okay, Mark, how you going?
I didn't hear that take off, buddy.
Is this favouring 17 a little bit? Just give me 1 sec, I'm not sort of paying attention to the windsock. I'll have a look, I'm right near it. Yeah, it is favouring 17 a little bit, buddy.
Just on traffic, Yankee off uniform and yak through to the north, west of 4,000 with the Albatross approach.
Copy, Yak, I haven't got to there, so you can keep telling on me. And we're going for 17.
Copy that, yeah, we'll work with. That's good, you can roll out. There's the airport just below. Oh, yeah. To the left, yeah, so we'll position overhead to the airport and we'll do some aerobatics.
You got control?
You can still fly if you want.
Okay, cool.
Just putting the wings level and yeah, sort of hold that attitude. See now we're a bit higher. We can see Lake Macquarie. We've got a really good view of the ocean over there.
Yeah.
And you can see Stockton Beach with all the sand. Alright, I'll take it now. I've got control.
Yep, copy that.
The first thing we'll do is just really simple. We call it an aileron roll because see those things on the wing that are moving? They're called ailerons and they're just going to spin us around like a dart. Really simple. You just, I'm going to put the controls over to the right and you'll see the aircraft sort of spin around the nose. For you, just look out the windscreen at the front. Try not to look down and just keep your head upright.
Cool.
I'll just do a little wing over, just over to the right. We're getting blown downwind a little bit. Okay, off the right wing tip there, there's the tarmac that we're at.
And goes on to base, 1
Alright, ready to go? I'll pitch the nose up and I'll just count to 3 and we'll go. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, all the way around. Like I said, really simple one, that one to start with. Any issues?
No, good.
Alrighty, well the next one's a loop. So the loop's basically like you would have seen in the movies. We just keep on pulling back. We get a lot of sky. As we go over the top of the loop, we'll look above. I'll say, look above you now, and we'll see the ground. You will get about 3G on this one, so, you know, just keep your head nice and upright, looking forward, okay?
Yep.
Alright, here we go. All clear above. And coming up. There's about 3G. Feeling a little heavy in the seat. Have a look above you now. How cool is that? Look at that view.
Wow.
There's the airport below us. Happy to do another one of those?
Sorry?
Happy to do another one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go straight into it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, might roll off the bottom of this one. Here we go. That's a lot of fun too. Still feeling okay?
Yeah, just pop on my ears.
Yeah, that'll happen because we chew up about 1,000 feet of altitude when we do those. Alright, the next one is a stall turn, my favourite. I'll just do a little wing over back to the right here. We start off like a loop, and then when we get to the top, we'll just stop, and we'll wait for gravity to take over, and it will just make us fall down gently, okay, and then we'll recover at the bottom.
Yep.
Okay, altitude's good, we're still clear above us. Alright, here we go, a little bit more G on the bottom, goes 4G. Now look at the right wingtip, we basically stop there, check it forward, we do feel weightless, and then we stop. Okay, we're not flying now, now we're just going to fall down.
That's
a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's awesome. Notice that extra kick at the beginning.
You sure do, yeah. Alright, let's do another one, here we go. Bit more of a G, there's 4.5. The more G you do at the bottom, the more time of weightless you get to spend here. There we go. Use the rudders, kick us around. That's better. Didn't feel quite as lightheaded at the top.
That's awesome.
Okay, I'll do a 4-point roll. So it's like the aileron roll, but we basically stop. So we do over first one. We're going to hang upside down for a minute, so you will feel a little bit weird. Do feel a little light at the top there when we hang upside down, don't you?
Yeah.
Ready for a couple more?
Yeah, do it.
Alright, so we'll do like, this one's called a Cuban, because we basically start like a loop, but we go up like a 45-degree angle. We stop there, we swing it around, and we do feel a little light at the top. We wait, and then we pull through. Check our altitude, yep, we're good. Bit of G at the bottom, because we do burn a lot of altitude doing this. We use about 800 feet down the bottom there just to pull out, so always make sure that we've got enough altitude to do that before we commit the nose down. I'm not sure why they call it a Cuban, but that's what it's called. Which is your favourite out of all those, do you think?
Probably the stall.
Yeah, let's do a couple more of those. We'll see if I can get it nice and light at the top, okay? there's no traffic.
Cessna traffic, Yankee Alpha uniforms overhead the field, 3000, Quebec to Maribel.
Okay, there's the light part. No more flying, off we go. There's Peterson's Wines below us, nice and handy. How are you feeling in the back there, Matt?
Yeah, awesome. Feel good.
I'll just climb up another couple of 100 feet. We'll do a couple more and then we'll get set up back for the landing. So I'll do a couple of higher G if you want. Do you want to have a look at some higher G stuff?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So we'll do like a fighter style brake turn, and using that we want to get as much G on the aircraft and get back to our cornering speed. And this aircraft, the cornering speed's, you know, around about 200 to 220. So we use that extra, and at the moment we're doing like 250, so we use that extra energy to get the aircraft turning. But what it does is bleeds off energy, and it also puts a lot of G on you, okay?
Okay.
So I'll count the G up as we do it, okay?
Yeah.
All set, so just make sure you're nice and tight in your seat. You're going to be pushed in there quite heavily. So I'm going to roll first, and we're going to brake in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 4, 5, and then 6 G. Did you find that your vision went a little bit grey?
Yeah, started to go a little bit dark.
Yeah, that's natural. That'll happen as the blood pulls down towards the bottom. Obviously in your legs.
Side clear the flight strip, traffic Cessna.
But yeah, that was 6.1 G.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can really tell that difference. You start to feel exactly like that, like it's just draining out of you.
Yeah, and guys who fly fighters for a living, they'll be doing that sort of G, but also looking behind them as they do that, and they'll sustain it, you know, for 30 seconds to a minute and a half. So it does become quite a workout.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of build up to that to get to that level.
I couldn't really barely move at all.
No, it's very difficult. You can't pull your hands up or move around the cockpit, which is why a lot of fighters and aerobatic aeroplanes have all their controls on the stick and the throttle, so you don't have to move your hands from them.
Golf is down and clear the field, Cessna.
But yeah, that was really good. 6G. Not many people get to do that.
I'm very happy with that, man. 6 Gs is awesome.
That's really good. Most of the people I take flying are good around the 4 to 5, maybe 4.5 is pretty normal. So yeah, you did well.
I couldn't come up here and not say go for it, could I?
No, you couldn't actually. Not when the video's running. All right, we'll do a couple more arrows and I'll get set up for landing. Okay?
Yep, perfect.
All right, let's start with let's go for a loop. We'll do a nice heavy loop, 4G there, all the way around. We're going to roll it on the top. That's going to get us some speed. We're going to push forward. That's going to accelerate us nicely. 200 kilometres an hour. There's 250. Here comes 270. Bit of G coming on there, Matt. Here we go. There's 5G. Up to the vertical. We're going to check it forward. We're going to feel 0G for a bit. And then we're going to use the rudders to kick us around. That worked out nicely. And then we're going to
Singleton, Low Hunter area, Delta Zulu, Quebec is 5 minutes.
We'll finish it off with a nice smooth barrel roll. Which is all the way up, and we start a turn. We kind of do a rolling loop. 90 degrees off there as we come to the horizon. And then back. Whew, that's a bit of a workout.
That's cool. That is very, very cool.
So there's the airport off our left wing tip. We're going to position to do a high-speed rejoin on the dead side, so overhead the tarmac where we did our briefing, and then we'll basically turn into the circuit from there. Okay?
Yep, sounds good.
Cessna traffic, Yankee up the informer Yak, 2 miles to the west of 2,500, positioning for dead side runway, looks like runway 17, Cessna.
And if you like, you can open your canopy up now, Matt.
Okay.
Up to you. You can either go to the first descent all the way back. We're quite slow now. Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with. Lots of wind up here today, pushing us into the runway. That's why we're kind of cocked off into the to the right. There's the runway off our left wingtip there. Gears down. We've got 3 greens and 3 poles.
Cessna, traffic Yankee Alpha uniform at Yak left base runway 35, full stop Cessna.
And we're down. A bit gusty there on final approach. I hope you enjoyed that, mate. You sounded like you did.
It was awesome. Something's a little lighter at the end, but that was awesome.
Yeah, it does that. Drink a big glass of water before you head off.
Yeah, I will.